they're just really genuine people that will go to bat for you. Coucou, what's up? Bienvenue, it's Kadija, aka the musingknomad, and I'm back again for another Black Girl in France, Life in France video. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are gonna have a wonderful holiday season. I know with everything that's happening, it's a little crazy, but I hope y'all are doing beautifully. So today's video is I'm gonna talk about the things that I love about France and the things that are just better in France, honestly. So, I've been living in France for over 7 years now. It wasn't the plan, but girl, I am here still, and I am here. So I've been here for over 7 years, and I've lived in Nice, which I absolutely adore because I studied abroad there years ago, over 10 years ago. And yeah, I'm still here and still loving it. I haven't left yet, so still here. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about some of the things that are just better in France versus the US. First and foremost, I like the fact that guns aren't allowed. I like that. I like the safety of that. I like the fact that someone is not going to go crazy and go trying to kill somebody in a movie theater or in a school, or walk down the street with a gun, with a rifle, you know, AK-40, whatever, and just try to intimidate people. I really like that. I like that it's not allowed here, and I'm sure anyone can have access to guns if they want to, but I like the safety of that not being something I have to worry about for the most part. You get what I'm trying to say? So I like that. I like feeling safe, if that makes any sense. Also, this isn't really particular to France in itself, but it's just something particular within Europe. I love how inexpensive it is to travel around Europe. I mean, obviously this year is a bit weird, but I've flown I live in the south of France to London for €5 with Ryanair before. €5. That is what? $7 maybe? $6, $7? I mean, obviously that was a really good deal. That's not something you get all the time, but you can definitely get tickets for under €20. You can get tickets for €20 or even less sometimes to fly around different parts in Europe. I love the ease and how cheap and inexpensive it is to really just be able to travel around if you want to. And I wish the US had something like that. I mean, granted, I know the US is like humongous compared to like France. I get that, but it would be nice if flying was more inexpensive. I think maybe more people would be more inclined to fly, but it's just really cheap here and it's nice. But obviously there's a caveat, like when you fly with certain airlines, like if it's €5, you ain't gonna get bags free. You gotta pay for every little thing you gotta pay for. But I mean, if you just go with a backpack, you're good. €5. I was like, shit. Love that. I love how inexpensive it is to travel. And going into inexpensiveness, so in France, compared to the US, standard of living is significantly lower than in the US. Granted, you don't make as much money as you would in the US. Like, for example, an average teaching salary in France, I would say, is a little over €2,000 a month, right? Whereas in the US, maybe, I think an average teaching salary is like, what? We'll just do it because I don't know what it is by month, but let's say per year, over 35,000 a year. But then when you take out the cost for, you know, all your basic necessities, like, you can live comfortably in France with that, right? But then granted, also teachers here work full-time is 18 hours, not including your planning time, but having in-class sessions, it's 18 hours. So, right? But standard, like, things are just cheap. For example, when I first came here, I had a phone plan, unlimited everything, meaning unlimited calls to the US, unlimited calls in France, like unlimited. And when I was traveling around like Europe, I would get like text and calls free and a little bit of internet, but basically free, right? For €5 a month. And that's increased now, but now the cap is €20, so I pay €20 a month. But can you imagine having a phone plan, unlimited, everything for that much? So France is dope for that. Also, like, housing is pretty inexpensive. Like, insurance for your housing is inexpensive. So I would say monthly I pay around like 10, 11, less than €15 a month, maybe 10, 11 per month for my insurance for the house. Like, I don't know. I think maybe something that would be expensive might be electricity, but even then, it's just a lot cheaper than the U.S. Just grocery shopping is cheap compared. Like honestly, my weekly budget for food, and remember I train right. Not this year because things are just a little weird, but generally speaking, I train as a power lifter. So I would say generally speaking, I buy about 2.5 kilos worth of chicken per week. Right? So, and I can go to Lidl. Lidl is like a German like grocery chain store that's throughout Europe. Lidl, they sell this 2.5 kilo thing of chicken. It's €5.30. Okay, and usually that will last me even 2 weeks if I wanted to. Like I don't eat all of that. Plus, if I want to buy a carton of eggs, 30 eggs. Okay, obviously this is not free range, just regular eggs. A 30 carton of eggs is €3.25 maybe. So here I have my proteins here, and then vegetables and like pasta. You can get like half a kilo of pasta for 30 something cents. Like I buy a kilo of rice for $1.38 because yeah, it's cheaper that way, and I don't have to take that big old bag. But things are just really, really cheap. Like I remember once, like when I first came, like I would go to the farmer's market and I'd buy like €5 worth of stuff. And at the time, and that wasn't even cheap. Like I could have gotten it cheaper. But at the time I was like, oh my God, it is so cheap here. Food is just way cheaper here than it is in the States. Like honestly, for me, weekly budget, €20. And that's getting all the things I need plus extras, like maybe chips if I wanted chips, or something sweet or whatever, right? So here I have my oats. So oats would be so if I get like a kilo of oatmeal, that's gonna be maybe €1.50, depending on the store that I get it from, and that's gonna last me more than a week, right? So just basic things like that. Food is just cheap. If you guys are interested in me doing a food haul so you can see like for real the receipt, all the things that I buy on a regular basis, how much it would get you in France, you would be like, wow, like food is really, really cheap. And now speaking on food, obviously they do it better here because I mean it's the land of baguettes. Just baguettes are just my favorite thing in the world, because especially now when it's cold, baguette with butter. And butter, French do butter well. Maybe there's other countries that do it better than France, but the French do butter well. Like my mom fell in love with butter when she came to visit me here. Like she loved the butter that much. So beurre demi-sel, so half salted butter, or it's just that on a warm baguette with like tea standing by the heater. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite joys in this world. So a baguette with beurre demi-sel, magnifique. J'adore. Love that. Also, I think I forgot to mention when I was talking about like how, cost of living is really expensive. Like remember I was saying that my phone bill is like $20 a month. My internet bill is it's €10 a month. €10 a month. Like things that in the US are just extortionary prices, here it's just cheap and it's normal. And I hate the fact that like, it's not like that in the US, and that it's so ridiculously expensive in the US. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. And I've already talked about this before in my French cuisine video where I was like, French cuisine is meh. I know I got a lot of hate for that video, but I don't care. I don't think when it comes to like cooking that the French do it like the best. I think when it comes to certain things like pastries, simple things, I think they do beautifully. Like tarte aux pommes, I love. Fuck apple pie. Apple pie what? Tarte aux pommes, the best. Love that. One of the things that I really, really adore about France is how they enjoy their lives. In the US, you work to live. Here, is it work to live? Yeah, work to live. Here, you live to work. Whichever way that goes, you know what I'm trying to say. So here, basically, the average work week, if you're a teacher, it's 18 hours a week. Depending on, where you're working. If you're in university, it's a little bit lower than that. If you're working with, like, high school, junior high, whatever, then it's about 18 hours a week, and higher education it's lower. So 18 hours a week, not including your planning time, so that you do outside of school. But if you are doing a regular job, the average work week is 35 hours a week, okay? 35 hours a week. Like, honestly, I love the fact that, like, and 35 hours a week, plus you get 5-week vacation. 5-week paid vacation. With the US with their measly 2-week vacation. What is 2-week vacation gonna do for anybody? I mean, like, seriously. Plus, also, and this is something France is known for compared to other parts of Europe. So in France, they have a lot of, like, days off. There's a word for it. I can't think of it right now. But they have a lot of, like, holidays. Like, especially, like, in May. In the month of May, you have, like, maybe 3-4 days that you don't have to go to work. Or that you get paid. You get paid for because it's a holiday. And even though, like, supposedly France is a secular country, a lot of those holidays are religiously based, but you get them paid anyway, so okay. But yeah, so there's a lot of holiday, and it's just nice. And I also love, like, one of the things, obviously here you do pay higher taxes, I would say, compared to the US. However, for me, I don't mind it. I don't mind it because I see that if I get in a situation where I need help, the government can help me because I've contributed into the system. You know what I'm saying? So for example, healthcare, I remember when I first came here, right? I had a friend who told me a story about how he had to get hip surgery and he ended up having to pay 300 euros out of pocket. I was like, what? I was like, what? 300 euros? You're complaining about 300 euros? 300 euros? I was so shocked. I was like, but then for them, it's basically free here, right? So it's like, that is a lot of money. But for me, I'm like, I remember when I had to get my, what are these, my wisdom teeth out, okay? I had insurance, but I still had to pay out of pocket, a bit out of pocket. So I think the whole thing cost, like, was it maybe under $4,000 or maybe more than that. I don't remember anymore, but I know I had to pay a lot more, like, you know, that extra copay. I have to pay a lot. And he's talking about $300 for hip surgery. I was like, what? Like, I was just like, wow, like, wow. But here, it's so like, healthcare is cheap, and it's so nice feeling safe. Like, if something happens to you, you can go to the doctors. Like, I remember the first few years I was here, even though I qualified for the insurance, like, you get 70% off, and then the 30% off, the 30% you have to pay out of pocket. But if you get supplemental insurance, then you're covered, right? Or if your job gives you insurance, then you're covered completely. So the first few years I was here, I didn't take advantage of it because I was still kind of like US based, where I was like, you know, I'm fine. I'll just take care of myself at home and whatever. I never really went to the doctors, like, if I didn't have to, because I'm like, I'm not going to pay, even though I knew I was going to get the money, most of the money back. I was just kind of like freaked out just because of, you know, how it was like in the US. But like, I remember I had to get an IUD, right? Guess how much an IUD costs in France? And it's covered completely by the government. Guess how much it costs? $34 or 34 euros. 34, I know. That's how much it costs. And then, like, to get it, you know, inserted and all that stuff. Girl, if you want to start your time about that, because that, whew, traumatizing. But anyways, so that, it's just really inexpensive. And then most, like the copay that you pay, like I said, 70% you get it back. But there's a caveat. So in France, make sure you're aware of that. There's two types of doctors. All doctors are basically the same and charge the same rate, but generalist 1 and 2. So level 1 means that they just pay the base price. So if you're going to see your doctor and it's 25 euros for your appointment fee, that fee, you get 70% of that back. But 25 is the cap that they can charge, right? But the level 2 ones, and those are usually specialists, and they will charge like double that, 50. Like, I know my gynecologist, I love her, so I'm gonna continue going to her, but she expensive. Like, when I first went to her, I was like, this is like 60 euros. Like, that's not what the price I thought I was paying. So, and you only get reimbursed the first 25. The rest of it, you don't get reimbursed for that. So that's something you need to know. But I was like, but I like her, so I still go to her. So, you know, we're cool with that. But apart from that, anyways, it's just really, really inexpensive. And it's just so nice living in a country where, like, you're taken care of, and, like, they care about their people. Speaking of which, look at the lockdown with how France is handling it versus the US. Here, like, they've sent me 3 sets of reusable masks for free. They've sent me, okay? 2 packs included 6 each, and then one was the first one that they sent, which was just 1 piece, right? But I've received a total of 13 free reusable masks from this country. Like, and also, like, you know, during the lockdown, you know, if your job, if you can't go to work, then, you know, the government will help to pay whatever. Like, it's just like when you're looking at how the rest of the world is handling it versus the US, you're just like, wow. Like, I'm just blessed to be here, and it's sad seeing how the richest country in the world is handling their situation. So for that, love. Also, the metro system, like when I was in the States, so I'm originally from Seattle area. I don't like saying it because, you know, I don't want no stalkers, whatever, but I'm originally from Seattle and suburbs of Seattle. And public transportation is a bit expensive compared to France. Like when I first came to France, I was under 25, or 25 or under, or whatever the young age is, and I was only paying 10 euros a month, unlimited. Okay, this is not Paris because I don't live in Paris, I live in the south of France. So unlimited metro pass. So that is metro, tram, buses, all of that for 10 euros a month because I was like, you know, under like the young age, whatever, right? And if you're a student, you would pay that price. So I was paying that. And I was like, and now the price has gone up because I'm not, you know, that age anymore. So whatever. But still, it's really, really, really inexpensive. Like unlimited travel. And for me, like I live pretty much in the city center, so I don't need a car. And I just take the metro to go get my groceries and everything. Obviously, you know, it's, you know, not the funnest thing to do, but, you know, it is what it is. And here, a lot of people have the little, you know, those caddies that old women usually have for grocery shopping. That's something that's normal here. I refuse to get it. Nope. I have my backpack and I have my hands, and that's how I bring my groceries. I refuse to get that caddy. I'm like, nope. One of the things that you're going to have to get used to on Sunday, basically everything is closed. Obviously, you know, this year is special because lockdown, but like Sundays, most things are closed, right? Like there will be some stores that will be open till like 1 p.m. maybe, and then some little stores here and there that are open late, and some restaurants and stuff. But like Sunday is like I remember when I first came here, I really didn't like that because I was like, what the fuck? Like if I want to do anything, like I'm just like, but then this is part of how like they really enjoy their lives, and it's like you get to have an off from work and all of that stuff, right? You just get to have a tranquil day to just be peaceful and chilling with your family or whoever, right? So for now, I think that's kind of everything I can think of, but I just think it's beautiful to be in a country that they're kind. Like one of the things I feel like I said in my previous video where I was like, I think it is hard to make friends with French friends, and I do stand by that. But like I said, once you get past that, I think they're just really genuine people that will go to bat for you, for real. Like go to bat, whether that is housing you for whatever period if you need it, or being your co-signer for an apartment and things like that. So people you hardly even know. You know, I mean, obviously you've gotten to know them or whatever, right? But we'll go to bat for you like that. Like in the US, no. Like, you know, people are nice and friendly or whatever, but, you know, to be doing all of that for people you don't really know like that, no, right? But here, I feel like that's kind of the type of people that they are. Even though it's hard to get into, you know, get in, but once you're in, it's like your family. And I love that about here. I think that is beautiful that they have that about them. And yeah, like, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I guess maybe like the different regions of France. I haven't been to all the regions. I've been mostly to the south of France. Traveled around there quite a bit, and it's lovely. Like it's a lovely country. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I didn't like it, even though there's things that annoy the fuck out of me for sure, but if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have stayed, you know, this long. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I think it's a beautiful country. I think the people are really just authentic and generally very kind. And, you know, there's room for improvement, but that's with everything and everyone. You get what I'm trying to say? But I think it's just a nice place to live. I think if this is some place that you're interested in moving to, I would recommend for you to do so. Like, don't let your friends, family, whoever hold you back. Like, if you want to come, experience it for a year. But obviously do your research for where you want to go to. And if you're looking for some place that's more diverse, I definitely would recommend more so Paris, but obviously that comes with a hefty price tag. And yeah, if there's any questions, if there's anything that you would love to know more about like France, life in France, or things that you want to see from me with regards to like France and like how long I've stayed, how I've made it possible to stay, let me know and I'll be sure to answer any of your questions. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and you're gonna be back soon for a new video. Peace out, bisous, and hugs.